Welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall, Florida. I'm here in Vero Beach, Florida, right on the beach, literally. My name is Adriana Montes. You can reach me at 321-689-6258 or email me at adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com. If you have any questions about investing in residential or commercial real estate, I am here to serve you for any questions. I have been doing this for 20 years. I'm very knowledgeable as an agent, as a broker, as an investor, as a landlord. Any questions you may have, feel free to reach me. I just purchased this hotel in Vero Beach, and I'm super excited with this new journey in commercial real estate, in hospitality. And right now I'm gonna bring again Nathan Vanags so that we can talk about all of the plans, ideas, brainstorming we've been doing about renovating this hotel. Welcome, Nathan, to the Homebuyer Town Hall. Again, we're transmitting here live. You and I are enjoying this beautiful beach in Vero Beach. So welcome, Nathan. What will be our first priority about the hotel renovation?
Thank you, Adriana. Yeah, we've been giving a lot of discussion to the schematic process right now. And when you're in schematic design, the first thing we're looking at is who's using this space, what are our intentions with our renovation, looking at the quaint property that it is. We know each bungalow has that really intimate kind of space that we've been looking at updating the finishes, but giving it still a relaxed vibe. But the really cool thing I think about your building that you purchased is that the infrastructure of the building is pretty solid. You did a great job finding a property that has really good bones, that we don't have to put a ton of money into renovating a roof or doing things like that. We actually get to go into elevating this property. We're discussing hot tub, we're discussing hammock areas for lounging and swinging, and I think bringing an overall vibe to the space is going to be our first challenge. And we approach that with building a color palette, perhaps introducing a logo. We've discussed renaming the facility. How do you feel about that, Adriana?
Yeah, Nathan, that's something that I'm currently thinking about. Branding is so important nowadays, like creating a concept, creating an experience. That's basically what makes a boutique hotel be a boutique hotel. When you have that experience, when you have that concept, that it goes through the whole brand, the property, from the towels you get to outside the landscaping, to the experience of booking. The whole concept of branding needs to be in like one whole piece that goes through the property and how you run the business. So I agree with that a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And brand these days goes beyond a logo mark. When you're talking about a brand, you're talking about the clientele that's enjoying the space, how they dress, what they look like. You're talking about not only in bringing in colors and textures and all of the elements and principles of design that we use, but in a way that kind of invokes a little bit of emotion. I really like the fact that we went on that morning walk. We got to see just how easy it is to wake up, throw your tennis shoes on, take a 2-minute walk to the ocean and enjoy the sunrise. So I definitely find some inspiration in the nature and the scenery around us. I think that will help us in a long way of building a place that people want to enjoy and come back to.
Yeah, Nathan, it is like for a lot of us real estate investors, it's also like a balance of a return on investment, how much innovations I do and how much return am I going to get on that. So like we were talking, it is basically a balance of deciding what is it that I need to do, that I'm going to get a return on investment, that I'm not actually going to over improve the property, and what is it that is actually can change the branding, the experience, can make the property much better. So it is always a balance of that, even when you buy a house and you want to flip it, you want to put and then do the renovations that will give you basically the most back for your money. So Nathan, now I want to pick your designer brain, which is fantastic. I'm in love with all of your projects, your house, all of what you have done in the commercial space with multifamily offices. Being thinking about that and thinking about our audience, which ranges from a first-time home buyer to a vacationer to a second home investor, an investor in real estate, residential, commercial, all of that. what can you teach us about what misconceptions or mistakes are usually found in design as you go into real estate and try to design these properties and make them better?
Well, I think that the biggest shock that people usually get when they bring on a professional interior designer is timeline. Really being realistic about what it is you're trying to accomplish. A professional designer spends a tremendous amount of time going into the schematic of what we're doing, from not only the design work, but the budgeting, the team that we assemble around us to execute a project that's just well thought through. So in our firm, we have a good 10 to 15 week design process to present our original idea to a client. And in that is a tremendous amount of research, expertise. We have architects and designers and people that specialize in hospitality versus commercial, medical, office. So putting the amount of energy and effort on the front end to your design work is usually a little bit of a shock to our clients as they say, how long is this project going to take? So I think you have a really good sense of this. You know, we're looking at perhaps a September, October renovation, and we're starting and it's February. And we still feel like the timeline is tight.
Yeah, and also Nathan, right now with COVID, how has that impacted your time frames?
Well, you know, supply chains have been quite difficult to deal with. The labor force has changed, especially in Florida. When you look at Florida, it's an aging population to a degree. So we're definitely challenged in those areas. We combat that by being extremely proactive. I think it's great that we're starting now so that when we go through our design process, we're going to absolutely start making our purchases as quickly as possible. And we actually warehouse all of those items. So tile and building materials and flooring, we warehouse all of that. So when we get to our construction window, we're not waiting on anything. There's no decision that has not already been made. And the decisions you do make on a day-to-day basis are things that come up in the construction process. Oh, we didn't realize there was going to be beam where we have this light fixture installed. So those things are expected in construction, but being proactive and planning all of your materials and sourcing everything and having that checklist really, really tightened up is a way to make your project a success.
Wow, Nathan. Yeah, having the right expectations, I think, is so important for a person when they're renovating their home or for a real estate investor. So I appreciate that also. And another question that comes to my mind is, what about budgeting? How will a person need to feel about budgeting, address that either as a homeowner or as a real estate investor doing commercial projects?
Well, I can tell you how my firm addresses budgeting. I like to do what we call a design wish list. I like to really, like you and I are going through each room. We're looking at what we want to renovate. We know the cabinet is a little bit dated. We know the laminate countertops we'd like to see change to solid surface. So there's a lot of things that you and I have identified. And in my firm, how we approach that is we actually build with a idea of a budget in mind. We build the wish list together and present it as a holistic budget with all of the questions unanswered. All the questions answered, so that we can make a more informed and educated decision. Once we have a solid number to work with, then we can say, you know what, this project is worth elevating these solid surfaces to this material, and it makes sense for the overall project. But if you need to do a budget cut, it might be going from a real wood to a laminate. You know, there's ways that you can manage the budget when you have the holistic approach. And that's really what a professional interior designer should and can do for you, is just making sure that you're not making any assumptions and you're being realistic about what's at hand. And it makes the process a little more exciting too. Nobody wants to get into a project and have a budget blown and you're stressed out because you can't get your materials here. And I've seen all the stories. So it should be an exciting process that gets to be creative and enlightening.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for all of this great knowledge of information. It is so important that people nowadays consider not doing it themselves, but actually hiring a professional. You get much more return on your investment, and it looks much better of a product when you are able to bring that quality to a commercial product, multifamily, hotel, in your own home. Please follow amazing Nathan Vanags. Thank you so much, Nathan, for all of the information that you have given us. And I want you to say some final tips, comments, and also share your contact information so that every one of our watchers or listeners can follow you.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's been fun to chat with you out here by the beach. And I would say go get inspired first. Go travel. That's a huge inspiration for me is fashion and travel. So do something that inspires you when you're starting a project and then get a professional to help. We can help. You can find us at Nathan Vanags, VANAGS, NathanVanagsDesign.com. And you can reach us at 321-236-7471. We'd be happy to talk to you about what a consultation looks like. And that information is also available on our website.
Thank you, Nathan. And thank you everyone for watching the Homebuyer Town Hall. We're here so happy that you got to see this Vero Beach and that you got to share about our experience with the purchase of this hotel and the future renovation. For all of your questions about real estate, please, you can go ahead and contact me at 321-689-6258 or Adriana at floridadreamsrealty.com. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook and Instagram, and you tune into our podcast and TV show. Thank you for watching the Homebuyer Town Hall, Florida, transmitting live from Vero Beach. Again, my name is Adriana Montes, and call me today. I'll be at the beach, but I will still take your call.